and welcome back to Winkler, Manitoba, the city that will be hosting this year's Hockey Day in Canada. You know, remarkable things can happen out there on the ice. Legends can be made, goals scored that they'll still be talking about decades later. Comebacks that can stir and rouse an entire nation to its feet. But if you want to see something truly remarkable, take a trip to Cambridge, Ontario. Diana Swain did and heard how the ice can transform lives.
Meeting friends, mimicking their heroes. It's what draws most kids to join a hockey team. But the kids drawn to this team in Cambridge have been lured by something much bigger.
It's a new lease on life for him. He didn't have much to look forward to when he had.
Before the team.
Yes, before the team.
Yeah.
Yes. And now he's got a positive attitude.
And then if I don't have a positive attitude, then, I would have an episode.
An episode. That's what goalie Chris Litwiller calls the effects of a rare neurological problem that causes him to lose consciousness without warning.
It's called neurocardiogenic syncope. It's just a sudden drop in blood pressure, and then not enough blood, oxygen gets to my head, and then I just pass out. I would be walking along, all of a sudden I'd wake up, and then there'd be, ambulance, firemen, cops all around me.
Yeah.
On most teams, his condition would single him out among the players. But on this team, it's what makes him fit in. The Cambridge Ice Hounds are a special needs hockey team. Every player here has some type of condition that keeps them out of a regular league.
Before he joined the Ice Hounds, he wouldn't leave the house without one of us. We would try to get him out, but still, I'm sure he got tired of being with us all the time. So, yeah.
Called us stalkers, that's what he called us.
Rotten kid.
Most parents love to sit in the stands and watch their kids on the ice, cheering right along with them when they score. So just imagine what it's been like for the parents of the Ice Hounds who watch their kids doing something they barely believed possible.
I've seen mums cry the first time their kids get on the ice, and let alone first goal.
Rob and Carla Bentley dreamed up the idea to start the Cambridge team during the long road trips back to their former home, where their son played for a special needs team.
Over a period of 2 years, as you're driving, you have a lot of conversation. And we figured with the energy we were putting into driving back and forth, we could probably put the same energy into getting a team started here.
They don't get invited to birthday parties. They don't get invited to different social functions, or they don't feel comfortable at school dances. And for them to be able to come here and grow, not just in their hockey skills, but in their social skills, is really quite amazing.
Now, in just its second season, so many kids have joined. The Cambridge Ice Hounds have 2 teams with players ranging in age from 5 to 25, including 13-year-old Wyatt Del Fabrio.
Wyatt was diagnosed at 3 with autism by a very cold doctor. All he said was, you better put him into swimming or singles tennis, something that he doesn't have to interact with anybody else.
Back during my first year with the Ice Hounds, I was very impatient, and I kept losing my temper.
He's progressed hugely this year in terms of his ability to work in a social atmosphere.
Chris Brown is the team's coach. A former junior player, he was drawn to the team by a family connection. Now he's witnessed firsthand what the experience has done for kids like Wyatt.
He passes puck with teammates. He will totally stop while he's got the puck, let the puck go, and go over and pick up an opponent who's fallen over and can't get back up.
I think hockey has brought out his ability to play with other kids and basically learning how to share on the ice.
I would pay money to find that doctor again. If for no other reason to say, don't say that to any parent. No parent wants to hear it, and it's just not true.
And that's the common thread that runs through the stories of these players and their families. Well, they have a range of disabilities. To a player, their parents say having a chance to play on this team has made a critical difference in their child's life.
Don would take him out grocery shopping every week, and he couldn't even look a cashier in the eye when he'd pay for something. And then like 6 months later, I saw him walk up to a coach and shake his hand after a hockey game. I remember the first time actually that I walked away and I left Chris with a non-family member, and I actually didn't even worry about him for 5 whole minutes. Like, that's amazing. I could never have done that before.
He's now somebody who will hang out on Friday night with several of his friends. He's got a part-time job. He's just a different kid.
The team has also made an effort to find room for players whose disabilities prevent them from even stepping onto the ice.
I grew up with special needs. I was born with 3 bones missing in my back spine, so that's the reason I can't skate.
So instead, Michael Lake is on the bench as the team's equipment manager. Incredible considering only months ago, Michael shunned virtually all human contact.
The first time that I met him coming out, he was very quiet, and so I went over to introduce myself and went to shake his hand, which I didn't realize at the time he had a very big fear of human contact. He was not comfortable with people touching him.
If you had known Michael, way back when, he was attached to my leg, he wouldn't look you in the eye, and he wouldn't go to anyone or participate in anything.
The time that really made it hit home how much he'd actually progressed and how much the hockey had made a difference despite the fact he didn't actually play was the first game we had this year. Mike was eye-fiving everybody, and after the game was over, walked into the hallway outside of our dressing room with everybody and gave 4 guys a big group hug.
The change in my son is just amazing. Sometimes people say, you know, you give us hope because our child is young. And maybe one day he'll end up like Michael to be independent and outgoing. And I always say, don't give up hope.
To watch the parents in the stands, relieved for at least a few minutes of worry about their child's struggles, is to understand what the Cambridge Ice Hounds hockey team is really all about.
They've learned that people have helped them and that I am not selfish. I will not keep that to myself. I will help others. And I see that in this team, in the way they support one another, in the way that the goalie will let the youngest member of the team get his goal.
These are kids that have never had the opportunity to be part of a team. They've never had anyone show them how to work with other people to attain a common goal. So it is absolutely an amazing journey.
A story from the CBC's Diana Swain. Your national weather forecast is next, plus a preview of tomorrow night's program. Day 2 of our road stories from Winkler, Manitoba.